Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Fireman ETV, and I'm back at it again and bringing y'all another video. So, as we always do around this time, I want to give love and show some major love to the Firesquad out there. Whoever's watching, if you're coming across this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and go ahead and hit them post notifications as well so you can stay in tune with my videos and you can stay on board with how we're moving over here with the Firesquad. We got a lot of special things coming up in the future, especially in the month of October. But today I'm going on a different angle, and I'm also, going to try to segue in things that I already do on my channel that y'all see. And if you're not, like I said, subscribe, but go ahead, follow the channel and go ahead and follow the things that I have going on. So today we're going to be talking about mental health, and I know that's like a subject that most people don't really talk about or things like that because there's so many different things going on in the world, and that's the reason why mental health is so important to focus on and to stay in tune with. So for me, I want to kind of break down my interpretation of it and kind of say my point of view and how important it is to me, and the reasons why y'all see these stories and see these different things that I like to do on my channel. I like to do giveaways, do challenges, and tell my story or tell different stories that I've been through that's like, kind of crazy. So if you're watching this, I hope you great health, great mental health as well. So I want to get straight to it. Try to brief it as much as I can because I know it could be a long video, but I'm gonna just say a few things because it's been on my mind, and I've been speaking and having a few conversations with friends of mine about mental health because it's such a taboo subject, meaning like a lot of people just don't talk about it. They just rather ignore it and go on with their life, and then it might affect them in the long run. So I'm gonna talk about different things about it and how I deal with certain things to avoid the negative things that come with it. So first and foremost, I'm gonna break down the two words itself. I'll break down the word mental. Mental is of course an internal thing, internally something that you can control, or something that you actually are like the owner of, because a lot of people have a certain view of what mental is, and mentalities or whatever different variations of the word. Your mentality is something that you carry on. So for me, when I think about mental, is more like me being in tune with myself, me trying to figure out things about myself and how I perceive things around me, information, things that's told to me, things that may or may not be true, or things that may or may not be effective in my life. So those are the things that you have to think about when it comes to mental. And we all know the category of health. Health is something that's people are referred to like weight or things like that, or disease or things like that. So when it comes to mental health, that's things that you have to take care of. So when you're trying to be healthy, you take care of yourself, you do different things to make those things way more like progressive. So for me, mental health is a personal internal battle or a personal internal journey. So for me, I choose it as a journey. Sometimes it might be a battle for most people when they go through things and they be extremely affected by it. So that's the battle, but in the terms, it's still a journey. So I'd rather use the word journey because it's positive and it gives more of an aspect for positivity and optimism on my behalf. Moving forward, when I try to mentally be stronger or look beyond things that I may be going through, or things that might be an obstacle in front of me, I treat it as a journey. I treat it as something that I need to work on for myself to be better, not only for myself, but in different situations, things that I'm tied to, things that like I might have signed up for. Maybe it be a job or a task or a volunteer, whatever that thing may be. I have to be right within myself before I approach it. Just like when people say you have to love yourself before you can love somebody else. That's a true statement in my opinion. So first, I would want to talk about the things that benefit me as far as my mental, because I deal with things that, hence the name Fireman. I deal with a lot of trauma and see a lot of people going through a lot of different things. And for me to keep my mental healthy, it helps me. So I feel as if God kind of pushed me to a certain plateau of thinking and different experiences for me to be ready for this, you know, without me actually knowing. So I want to kind of speak a few points that help me move forward and know that I can actually, you know, do this, and not knowing like how did I necessarily get on this journey. If you refer back to some videos ago, I talked about me actually becoming a firefighter and saying, and not having it as like an aspiration growing up. I really didn't have too much of a strong direction. I just was, you know, multi-talented in certain things, and I can still implement it on certain levels. So I just tried my best to jog the energy on what's more important at each moment in my life. And those things are meditating. For me, meditation is another thing that I feel should be implemented at any age. So if you're watching this video and you're young or you're old, you teenage, whatever you may be, I don't care where you at in your life, I don't care where, if it's the worst of the worst. Like I said, mental is something that you can go internally and deal with. You can pray as well. I pray as well. I pray, I meditate, I do things that I know that are beneficial in certain categories. I drink a lot of water, I go exercise, things that I can just control in the moment, because people would love to sacrifice but don't do it. They would say, oh, I don't have enough time in the day to take 5 minutes to do some little workouts or drink some water or things like that, but they can, you know, look at the time they spend on their phone when they get a break from work or a break from, you know, their family or kids, whatever their situation may be. So I was fortunate to understand the isolation factor of mental health, meaning I'm by myself at times and I'm able to do that, and God put me in a lot of situations where I was isolated to myself, but I can still share great energy with my friends and family or things that I'm into. So it's dope for me, and I thank God for that, and I thank my experiences as well. So throughout the journeys of my life, that's where I've learned meditating for me, praying, and really trying to control my destiny from the internal basis of knowing and already affirming these things. So I speak a lot to my friends about it. I don't know how serious they take me, but it's cool, you know. But it works for me. Actually, I feel like it got me in a different, not only mentality, but a different space of my life. So when I deal with certain things, it just doesn't really affect me as much if it's a negative thing. And if it's a positive thing, I know how to embrace it, and I know how to balance myself on any level. And that's just a great energy. And I feel like aura is important, energy is important. So if you see certain energies, you have to learn to escape from it, not only just because it's bad for you, but you got to detach that. It's a title between who or whatever situation that you're dealing with. Separate the title and understand the internal energy that you need and the mental capacity that you need to maintain yourself first. So those are the important factors that help me not only get to where I'm at, but keep me in a certain mentality so I won't be affected by so much. So if I can give any advice for mental health, and that's the reason why I'm making this video, is meditate. Meditate meaning you sit and isolate yourself for whatever time frame you can get. You can listen to meditation music, and you just close your eyes. Make sure that's the main factor you do. And as far as practice, what I told somebody before is just focus on one thing. You can repeat that in your head over and over just to learn to focus on one thing, because I know when I first started meditating, my mind would just drift off and, you know, think about different things, and that's with anybody, and that's discouraging. But just try those things, just meditate and try to do as much as you can, just so you can control your mentality, and it's just start changing different things, the way you think, different information that just comes from internal. You know, you can't really explain it as much, but when you meditate, you start feeling it. It's a great thing. The same thing with praying. You affirm things, and you go before God and just speak how you feel, and a level where you know you communicate with Him. It has nothing to do with speaking a certain lingo that, you know, you might hear Christians speak or any sort of religion they pray. You don't have to speak in that way. You speak just like you speak to somebody you know, but in a way where you're trying to better yourself or be more spiritually connected. So those are just a few things. It could be a longer video, but I just wanted to bring that out. And I do Storytime Thursdays for people that made it this far in the video. I do Storytime Thursdays, and I talk about different experiences that I had, and I speak how I felt about it, you know, whatever I can really verbalize out of the situation. There's so much more information that I can speak about during these stories, or things that might lead up to it, but, you know, I can't be talking for hours and hours each video. So yeah, I just wanted to get this out there. You know, there's just been a lot on my mind as far as mentality, and the health wise of that. So if you can take any advice from me, that would be mine. If you got any advice that you can add on, you can drop it down there in the comment section, y'all. And you know, I'm still on the journey as well. It's not just like me speaking on something that I conquered already. So if you're watching this, and you might battle with emotions of people, emotions of situations, jobs, family, you know, try to get yourself mentally healthy. Work on things mentally. Focus on your thoughts. Analyze your thoughts. That's one thing that I'm working on now myself, is sitting back and analyzing my thoughts from an external point of view and try to internally work on it. You know, that's kind of a technical statement, but yeah, I just wanted to get these things out because it's important. We can have fun all day, but it's definitely important to make sure your mental is right, because you can see somebody having fun and then boom, something happened. You never know why. So these are important factors for myself. And if you have any advice for me, if you have any thank yous or whatever, just drop it down there, man. Show me some love. And like I said, I like to show love back. You know, I'll be cash apping my subscribers, or if you give me, you know, you suggest people to my channel, I cash app people, you know, whatever. It don't matter. I just like to give back and just show love and, you know, just be myself through my channel. So I just, you know, want to take y'all on the journey. So I want to close out by saying that, you know, I like to meditate, exercise, you know, eat healthy as much as I can for myself. And that's just my formula to keep myself mentally right before I approach anything, any situation in my life. And it works. So if you feel like it works for you, it works for you. If it don't, you got different lanes, so be it. So I'm gonna close out this video right here. I want to say thank y'all. Hopefully y'all really enjoyed this one. I went a different route. I know y'all used to seeing different content, you know, stories of, you know, fun things, basketball. Yeah, so I want to say thank y'all, man. And, appreciate all my subscribers. If you're new, man, just hit that subscribe button. Let me know how you feel about the video. And with that being said, I want to close it out. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. Your boy Fireman ETV, and I salute everybody, man. Peace, love.